Marcus Chen limped through the narrow corridors of Station Kepler 9, his prosthetic leg whirring softly with each step. The veteran's pension barely covered rent in the outer ring, let alone food that didn't taste like recycled protein paste. When the message arrived from the Galactic Inheritance Bureau, he assumed it was another scam. It wasn't. The creature that materialized in the station's teleportation bay was unlike anything Marcus had seen in his 12 years of service. It stood nearly 6 feet tall at the shoulder, covered in pristine white fur that seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly luminescence. Its eyes, one amber, one pale blue, fixed on Marcus with unsettling intelligence. "You must be the inheritor," the wolf said, its voice a deep baritone that resonated through the bay. "I am Calith, formerly of House Vryn, 4th moon of Andromeda Tertius." Marcus staggered backward. You talk." An astute observation, Calith replied dryly. "Yes, I possess the gift of speech, neural augmentation, and a rather extensive education in 17 languages. I also have opinions about philosophy, a distaste for authority, and an unfortunate genetic condition that makes me an embarrassment to galactic royalty. The albinism." Marcus understood rejection. He'd been discarded too, sent home with a purple heart and half a leg after the Epsilon campaign. "Why me?" Marcus asked, studying the official holographic document floating nearby. "Says here you belong to Prince Theron of the Vryn dynasty." Calith's ears flattened. Belonged. Such a human word. Theron collected exotic creatures like others collect stamps. When I proved too opinionated, and my white coat made me unsuitable for official ceremonies, he decided to gift me away. The Galactic Lottery selected you at random. Congratulations, you've won a talking wolf that nobody wants. Marcus ran a hand through his graying hair. His studio apartment was barely large enough for himself, let alone a massive alien predator. "I can't afford to feed you. Hell, I can barely feed myself." "Then we have something in common," Calith said, moving closer with fluid grace. "Two rejects cast aside by those who should have valued us. How poetically human." "What's that supposed to mean?" "Your species has a reputation across the galaxy," Calith explained, following Marcus as the veteran led them toward the station exit. When the Council first made contact, they expected primitives. Instead, they found a species that refused to bow, that negotiated from weakness as if it were strength, that turned survival into an art form. Humanity doesn't quit. It's simultaneously inspiring and deeply irritating to the established powers. Marcus snorted. "Yeah, well, inspiration doesn't pay rent." They walked in silence through the station's marketplace where vendors from a dozen species hawked their wares. Marcus noticed the stares, the way people parted around Calith like water around a stone. "They fear you," Marcus observed. "They fear what I represent. In Vryn culture, albinism is considered a curse, a sign of weakness. But the irony is that my condition made me stronger. I had to be twice as clever, twice as ruthless to survive the prince's court. Just as you had to adapt after your injury." Marcus stopped at a small restaurant, his stomach growling. He had enough credits for one meal. He looked at Calith, then at his own reflection in the window, a gaunt man with tired eyes and cheaper clothes. "You said humans don't quit," Marcus said slowly. "But sometimes quitting seems easier than fighting." Calith sat, his massive form somehow elegant despite its size. "I've studied your species extensively during my time in the Royal Archives. Do you know what I learned? Humans are the only species in the known galaxy that domesticated apex predators. You looked at wolves, creatures that could tear you apart, and said, 'I will make you family.' You turned predators into protectors through nothing but persistence and trust. And you're supposed to be my wolf now?" Marcus asked, a bitter laugh escaping. "No," Calith corrected. "I'm not anyone's anything. But perhaps we could be each other's pack. Two unwanted souls against a galaxy that has no use for us." Marcus stared at the alien wolf, seeing his own desperation reflected back. The human military had taught him about brotherhood, about never leaving a soldier behind. That instinct hadn't died with his discharge. "I know a place," Marcus said finally. "Station maintenance is always looking for workers. They don't care about species, and the foreman owes me a favor. If you can handle manual labor, I can handle whatever is required," Calith interrupted, something like hope flickering in those mismatched eyes. "Then we split whatever we earn. 50-50. Partners." "Not owner and pet? Never," Marcus said firmly. I've been property of the system too long to do that to anyone else. Calith stood, and for a moment Marcus thought he saw the wolf's equivalent of a smile. Then I accept. Though I should warn you, I snore, I shed everywhere. And my opinions on human literature are controversial. And I wake up screaming from nightmares. My leg needs expensive repairs, and I have strong feelings about coffee. Marcus countered. They shook on it, hand to paw. Human to alien, reject to reject. As they walked toward the maintenance sector, Marcus felt something he hadn't experienced in years. Purpose. The galaxy had tried to dispose of both of them, to label them as broken and useless. But maybe that was the most human thing of all, taking what others rejected and finding value, building family not from perfection, but from shared struggle. Hey, Calith, Marcus said. Welcome to the pack. The albino wolf's laughter echoed through the station corridors, and for the first time since leaving Earth, Marcus Chen felt like he'd come home.